and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian. I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here on the west coast of Canada. I hope everybody is having a great start to their weekend. Students, in this class we are looking at an IELTS speaking part 2 cue card on the topic of surprises. Speaking part 2, it's the second part of the speaking section of the International English Language Testing System is 3 parts. It's 12 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes roughly. Part 2 is a cue card, which basically means there used to be a card, but now they actually have a booklet. And they show you 4 or 5 questions on a specific topic. Like today, it's something about a surprise. And then you have to speak for 1 to 2 minutes on that topic. So that's what we will focus on today. Welcome, Sandesh. Hi, Raj, Nidhay, Stringer, Sam. Good to have many students joining in on the class. This is a subscriber class, so to join the chat, you have to subscribe to our channel. One of the best steps you can take when you're preparing for your IELTS exam is to subscribe to our channel. We are world leaders when it comes to IELTS exam preparation, and many other IELTS channels out there basically are looking at what we're doing and trying to do the same. So you're in great hands with us. Welcome, Carolina, our chat moderator as well, to keep our chat nice and smooth. This material, this lesson, is presented to you by aehelp.com and gieltshelp.com. aehelp.com is our web portal for academic IELTS that powers these lessons. gieltshelp.com is for general IELTS, and we will use these portals today for speaking because we have special tools that help us to improve speaking. So another great step to take when you're getting ready for your IELTS is to join our premium IELTS package by clicking this big red button just above my head there, the Join Now button. We are an official British Council IELTS Test Registration Center, certified British Council agents. We work with the British Council hand in hand to be well informed about news and updates to the IELTS exam. So you're in great hands with us. General IELTS, same idea, gieltshelp.com. Again, click this red button that's just above my head there. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. And we've got this discount code going on right now, XR9T. That will give you a 25% discount on our premium package. It's a one-time payment. Lifetime access. So you are really in good hands with us. Our goal is for you to succeed. When you succeed, we succeed, and that's what we're here to do. So make sure to use these tools when you're getting ready for your test. The websites, of course, have apps: Academic IELTS Help for Academic IELTS, General IELTS Help for General IELTS, Instagram IELTS_AEHelp, GIELTS Help. And for the questions that you might have, send me an email. My email is adrian@aehelp.com. So we always start these classes with news and reminders. It's, of course, for our new students as well. Again, we have speaking part 2 right now, and then tomorrow on the 28th, we will have some more classes for you. We'll have writing task 2 for members, and we'll have speaking part 3 for everyone at the same time. We've got some special classes coming up in June for Lighthall. Lighthall is a really cool platform for live teaching. I think everybody will become more and more familiar with this over the next couple years, as I think a lot of classes will be taught on Lighthall. It's a fast developing platform that's for live teaching. So You can join us there for special speaking classes in June, June 19th, 15 o'clock UTC. I'll put that into the chat, and I'll put it into the YouTube channel at one point as well. We'll have two of these, so one on June 19th and one on June 26th. So it's in the chat there, everybody. You can click those links, open it up in a different window. You can do that with control click. And then register for those classes. They're free. Okay, so these are free classes on Lighthall. And on that class, it's real-time interaction. You'll be able to talk to me in real time, which is really, really cool. Okay. All right. IELTS speaking part 2. Without further ado, let's get into it. The way that this works is the examiner shows you some questions. Basically, when you finish part 1, they will say, that is the end of part 1. Now we will continue with part 2. For part 2, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these questions. You can take notes in the 1 minute if you wish. And then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start and when to stop. Talk about a time you surprised another person. Okay. Step 1 is read the question carefully. Okay, this isn't the reading passage. Don't rush. Read it carefully. Okay, so read with me. Here we go. So who it was? So who did you surprise? Okay, think about the question. Who was it? Who did you surprise? Where did it happen? The location. Okay. Why did you surprise them? So the reason, and how did you feel about it? All right. Okay. Now, it's a good idea to read this twice. Talk about a time you surprised another person. Pay attention to the ED. It's past tense, right? So this already happened. It's a real event, all right? And then once you read the question, the next step, okay, step 2 is to recognize that you're talking about an event. And when you talk about an event, there are certain points that you need to clearly tell your listener. Okay. So first of all, you need to tell what the event was. Okay. So the event, right? Was it a birthday? Was it an anniversary? What was it, right? So the event, the time. You need to say the time of the event. When did it happen? Okay. Location. So where did it happen? The location of the event. Right. The attendees. Who was there? Right? Who went to this event? The activities. Okay, what happened at this event? Well, what did you do? Dancing, singing, laughing. What happened? Hopefully there was laughing. Hopefully you had a good time. Okay. All right. Sepide is asking, is it really live? Yes, Sepide. I'm hoping by reading your question and telling you it is really live, then you know it's live. I think there's probably like a 10-second lag between us and your reception time, but the Lighthall events, there's no lag. That's one of the cool things about Lighthall. So the event, the time, the location, attendees, activities, and your experience. So was it fun? Would you do it again? Those points. And as long as you say 1 or 2 sentences for each, you will have a good response. 1 or 2 sentences for each of these while paying attention to the cue card, you will get a high band score. All right. So that's step 2. Now, step 3, very important step. Okay. Cue cards can be tricky because you might not have a real situation. Like maybe you're not the type to surprise people. So you might have to just make it up. People sometimes ask me like, what if I can't think of an answer? What if I never surprised anybody? It's just not my thing. Well, you can't ask for a different cue card. You have to make it up. Then you have to make up an answer. Okay, it'll say must. Then you must make up an answer. So step 3 is a very important step to practice for the IELTS exam. What is step 3? Aya, if you want to start practicing for the IELTS exam, you don't know where to start, go to our website, register an account, look at the study plan. It's a great place to start. Okay. All right. So, Sepidev's like, wow, that's great. I just found it. Yeah, it's awesome. Okay. So, step 3, very important step. What is it? Sajja Yacht will have lots more classes here on YouTube too. So, yeah. All right, step 3. Focus students, I'm throwing a question out at you. This is how you know we are alive, is I'm interacting with you, right? So step 3 is think of at least 2 to 3 possible choices for your answer. Okay, it's very important. Okay, make these original. Maybe that color there, red's a little too intense there. All right, so make these choices easy, original, and with lots of content. So when do we usually surprise people? Okay, give me some ideas. So again, this cue card 2 question, talk about a time you surprised another person. Who it was, where did it happen, why did you surprise them, how did you feel about it? Okay, Amra says round trip ticket to Madrid for sister's birthday. Very nice, Amra. Okay, so round trip ticket to Madrid for sister's birthday. Okay, so it's a birthday surprise. That's really cool. Okay, I like it. Let's get some other choices there. Okay, Anish says surprise birthday party for my daughter. Okay, so we're still on the birthday. Think outside the box. So think about something else. Parents' anniversary. Uma. Good. So what kind of a surprise? Surprise restaurant celebration, or surprise celebration, I should say, for parents. Let's call it a 25th anniversary, also known as the silver anniversary, at a restaurant. Okay, that's a good one too. All right. Okay, another birthday. So birthday is going to be very common. So you might want to think of, a different kind of a surprise other than a birthday. Anniversary is going to be fairly common as well. Okay. Okay, surprise visit for parents during summer break from university abroad. All right, I like that one. Okay, so I had someone suggest this, so let's go with that one today. That's kind of, it's original, and I think, we can make it up. Even if, the IELTS exam, you're sitting there and they're like, really? But you're doing the IELTS exam. You never know, right? Maybe you did university abroad, or you did school abroad, and then you decided, hey, my parents thought they wouldn't see me for like a whole year, and I decided to surprise them in the summer with a visit, right? So a surprise visit for parents during summer break. It could be maybe if you're not a student, it could be like if you're living in a foreign city or in a foreign country, and you do like a surprise visit from another, from a work, for example, working abroad or working in another city. Okay, so let's do that one. That's kind of a fun one, right? That's very imaginative. All right. So now step 4 are notes. Okay, so good notes. All right, and for good notes, just think about the aspects or the key points for talking about an event. Okay, so obviously the first point, you wouldn't need to write this down in your notes, is a surprise visit to my parents during summer vacation. Okay, all right. So when, okay. Now here you want to be specific, right? So maybe we're jumping back a bit. Maybe you did this at 2015. So in 2015, we wouldn't write in for the notes, just quickly 2015 July. Okay. So maybe my parents, I'm going to talk about my parents, but when we practice this, you're going to talk about your parents. So this is the when, right? This is the time. Okay. So now we have the location. So maybe I was doing university in Toronto. And maybe I decided to visit them in Victoria, which is my hometown. Now in Canada, it's a big country, right? So Toronto is far away from Victoria. It's about a 4 or 5 hour plane ride. So University in Toronto, visit in Victoria. Okay. And 5 hour plane ride. Okay. All right, so I have the event, I have the time, the location, so maybe the attendees. So parents, brothers, maybe myself, and maybe, just to make it a little bit more exciting, maybe like a new girlfriend. Ooh. That you're bringing home to introduce, or boyfriend, it depends on who you are. So parents, brothers, myself, and just to be imaginative, right? Use your imagination. This will give you more content, right? To speak in that 1 to 2 minutes. You're introducing a new girlfriend. That could go over in a few different ways, right? If the parents like it, they'll be like, hey, they're not. Okay, in events, okay. So what happened? What did you do, right? That's important. Okay. So maybe you went to a restaurant. You went to the beach. You went picnic. Maybe you surprised them at your home. So home, knocked on door. Okay, you can make that up. So visualize it, right? You knocked on their door, surprise. Whoa, what are you doing here, right? Then you guys all went to a restaurant to celebrate your arrival home and introducing your new girlfriend, etc., right? Amra says, okay. All right. Chayanik says, if I run out of ideas, what do I do? Look at the cue card. Look at your notes. If you suddenly stop, run out of ideas, so many students forget to do this. Chayanakip is look at the cue card and your notes. Remember the structure. Remember the structure that I'm giving you right now, okay? And then let's talk about your experience. So it was a big surprise, obviously. It was fun, exciting, and maybe it was a little bit awkward. Maybe you realized next time it would be better to call my parents ahead. They weren't prepared. They had some other plans they had to cancel. Maybe your parents were like, great, my kid's not coming home for summer. I'm going to Mexico for a vacation, right? So, whoa, my kid's here. I'm now going to cancel my Mexico vacation. Why didn't you tell me? Okay, so be imaginative, be creative. I am completely making this up just like you. I do not have a script. I'm making it up just like you. I'm going step by step. Now I'm going to step 5. Very important step here as well. Have your first sentence ready so that you can start speaking right away, showing fluency and confidence. Nidhe, you can ask the examiner to repeat the question, but you cannot ask them to speak slowly. They speak at a natural speed. They don't speak slowly because it's not an ESL exam, it's an English proficiency exam, okay? And there's native speakers that take the exam as well. All right, so that's step 5. So let's get that, and that's the last step, step 5. So we get that first sentence ready. Back in 2015, I surprised my parents by coming home from a university unannounced. Okay, so that is my first sentence. Okay, so again, just to kind of quickly rephrase what I said, 5 steps to get you ready in the 1 minute for an effective Band 8, Band 9 cue card response, okay? Step number 1. Step 1, read the cue card carefully twice. Okay? That is your absolute first step, because if you don't understand the cue card, you are in trouble. So step 1, read the cue card twice. This cue card is, talk about a time you surprised another person. Now it's one person here, so it's not people, but it's okay if you talk about mom and dad. You'll do fine. Okay? Who it was, where did it happen, why did you surprise them? And if you realize here that, okay, it should be one person, you could just switch and say your mom, right? Pretend like it was just your mom, your dad was away with work, right? You can adjust, okay, but it's fine. Where did it happen? Why did you surprise them? How did they feel about it? So we have to really pay attention to these last 2 questions because they're not really in our notes, okay? We got to make sure to answer all questions on the cue card. That's why we have these 5 steps. Step 2, we think about a few different situations. We decide. Step 2, we realize that it's an event. We got to talk about time, location, attendees, activities. It's in the past tense. We got to use the past voice, the past perfect. Step 3, we think of at least 2 or 3 ideas. Now we've identified the topic as well. It's when we surprise someone, right? Step 4, some good notes. And then step 5, first sentence. So here we go. Back in 2015, I surprised my parents by coming home from university unannounced. Okay, so now we literally just go through those key points talking about an event and paying attention to the cue card. When you practice this at home, you can become very effective. And even if you don't have amazing vocabulary or amazing grammar, you can still get a band 7 by showing amazing fluency and great coherence. Students, remember this, coherence is king. That's what gets you high marks, okay? Coherence means how accurately, how clearly you understandably you answer the question. Coherence is king. King, okay? So you can get a band 7 without having all kinds of fancy idioms and so on, as long as you have great coherence. So back in 2015, I surprised my parents by coming home from university unannounced. Okay? If you don't know the word unannounced, you can say without them knowing, or they didn't know I was coming. You can simplify. All right? Okay, so Ghazi, our member, says the surprising event was in summer 2015 in July when I flew from Toronto to my hometown in Victoria, where I surprised both my dad and mom. Very good, Ghazi. So everybody who's watching, go ahead, put sentences into the chat. I will check them out as I'm reading, okay? Augustine, good luck on your exam tomorrow. I see that you are riding a train to Buenos Aires. All right. And the old man next to you doesn't stop talking. Augustine, ask them to talk in English. Okay. Maybe they speak English. Ask them, hey, do you speak English? Because I'm going to an English exam. Can you tell me these stories in English? Okay. So back in 2015, I surprised my parents by coming home from university unannounced. I was studying engineering at the University of Toronto. And I decided that I would visit my parents in July because, right, always give reasons, because I figured they probably missed me as much as I had missed them. Not only that, but I had also, notice that nice use of past perfect here, the had. I had also met a special someone. Let's call her Julia. Okay. And I was excited to introduce her to my mom and dad. Okay. All right. So here I'm just making this up, and now I'm literally visualizing this. Okay, students. So I'm completely making this up. This is not a part of my life. This is not a true story. I actually graduated university way back in 2005. But I'm visualizing this. So I'm seeing myself going to school in Toronto, and now I'm visualizing myself meeting this person and taking this person back to my hometown in Victoria. And if you're living in Argentina, you could be visualizing that you're in Buenos Aires doing university, and you're taking this special person back to Mendoza to introduce them to your family. Or if you are in India, you might be visualizing that you're doing university in New Delhi and you're taking the person back to Mumbai. So it doesn't matter, right? It's just a process of structure and good storytelling, okay? We have to learn to be good storytellers for those high band scores in part 2. And again, all I'm doing is I'm going through the time, location, attendees, our experiences, and our activities. Just put activities here, and our experiences. Okay, so that's all I'm doing here. All right. Harry, yeah, there are lots of synonyms for because, since, as a result. Okay, so lots of different ways to paraphrase. Okay. Saina Kip says, in early March, I surprised my friend by meeting them after a year of not seeing them, exactly after I graduated from secondary school. Okay, and don't get lost with the they were speechless just yet. So create the story. Okay. All right. Okay. So I bought a couple of plane tickets and flew from Toronto back to my hometown of Victoria. About a 5-hour plane ride from east to west coast Canada. I showed up at my parents' doorstep, and boy, did their jaws drop when they saw the two of us. Okay. Of course, they were completely caught off guard and very happy to see us and meet Julia. Now, notice here, students, that I'm giving you some new vocabulary and expressions while I'm teaching you the structure and the approach. So with our classes and on our websites at ahelp.com, we use a lot of psychology to help students maximize communication and English by integrating different parts of learning. So here I'm teaching you basically vocabulary at the same time that I'm teaching you grammar and communication skills. So pay attention to these interesting expressions like jaw drop, okay? So when a person is very surprised, their jaws drop. I think we even have an emoji for that with my face, don't we, Carolina? Where I literally have a jaw drop surprise look, right? It's very visual, okay? So the topic of the cue card is surprising a person. So you want to reiterate, you want to reflect, show the examiner that you're talking about a surprise here, okay? Carolina and Amra both have that thumbnail. I think that's actually me laughing, but that you get the idea, right? Another nice idiomatic expression for surprising or unexpected is to catch off guard. To catch off guard, okay? So jaws drop and catch off guard, okay? All right. So we spent 2 weeks with them. Hanging out, going to restaurants, and the beach. It was a really fun time, but in hindsight, it would have been better to inform them, as they had to cancel a trip to visit my grandparents in Vancouver. Okay, because of our surprise. All right. So I'm doing a good job. I'm answering the questions. I want to, at this point, make sure that I check my cue card, okay? So again, I'm making all of this up. So who was it? Yeah, okay, my parents. Where did it happen? Toronto to Victoria. We've got that. We've got the why did I surprise them? I hadn't seen them in a long time. I wanted to introduce my new special someone. How did they feel about it? Okay, I answered all the questions, so I'm doing pretty good. And if I've answered all the questions clearly, there's a chance that the examiner will actually stop me at this point. And if they don't, I can elaborate, okay? So I can keep talking about the story, right? I can say, after 2 weeks, we flew back to Toronto, and I told my parents to come visit me on the East Coast next summer so that I could show them my school and introduce them to all of my amazing friends. So I can elaborate a bit more, right? And then I can even conclude, right? So this was one of the most memorable times where I surprised a person in recent years. Okay, so I can come back to that topic of the cue card, right? Okay. Yeah, natural fillers are absolutely okay, Yashika. They're natural, right? That's why they're called natural fillers. People think that ums and ahs are no good. It's not true. It's a myth that those are not good. People who say that are not clear on what is going on in the IELTS speaking, because natural fillers work as long as they're natural and you're using them to think of good ideas and good sentences. Very good. Thank you for saying that, Yashika. Yeah, it's very important. Okay, so here we go, everyone. This is speaking, so I want you to speak and repeat. Speak and repeat, as this is speaking. Bam! Speak and repeat. Copy after me, everyone, and then we will actually get some volunteers to do a bit of speaking with us, okay? And we're going to do kind of something fun, a little bit of a twist. So I'm working hard to bring some kind of new adventure into these classes for our regular viewers. Of course, while keeping the teaching very effective at the same time. So here we go. Let's read the cue card. At home, when you're doing this, you should record your responses on your phone so you can listen back, practice some more. So IELTS speaking part 2. Talk about a time you surprised another person. You should say who it was, where did it happen, why did you surprise them, how did they feel about it. Okay, so your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. Here we go, everyone. Copy after me. Back in 2015, I surprised my parents by coming home from university unannounced. I was studying engineering at the University of Toronto, and I decided that I would visit my parents in July because I figured they probably missed me as much as I'd missed them. Not only that, but I had also met a special someone, Julia, and I was excited to introduce her to my mom and dad. So I bought a couple of plane tickets and flew from Toronto back to my hometown of Victoria. About a 5-hour plane ride from East to West Coast Canada. I showed up at my parents' doorstep, and boy, did their jaws drop when they saw the two of us standing there. Of course, they were completely caught off guard and very happy to see us and meet Julia. We spent 2 weeks with them hanging out, going to restaurants and the beach. It was a really fun time. But in hindsight, it would have been better to inform them, as they had to cancel a trip to visit my grandparents in Vancouver because of our surprise. After 2 weeks, we flew back to Toronto, and I told my parents to come visit me on the East Coast next summer so that I could show them my school and introduce them to all my amazing friends. This was one of the most memorable times where I surprised a person in recent years. Okay, your time is up. We will now continue with part 3. For this part, I will ask you some questions related to your response and some questions connected to this topic. All right, and then you go into part 3. Students, let's do this. So let me Yuan, you're very, very welcome. Okay. All right. So again, jaws drop means surprise, and caught off guard, same thing, surprise, unexpected. Okay, keep that in mind. So again, back to that topic. Okay, everybody, we can do speaking together and practice this part 2 together. I'm here to guide you. I'm here to help you. So be brave, volunteer. This will build your confidence, okay? For this, what we want to do is go to our website, aehelp.com. So this website, again, is aehelp.com, okay? And then you want to click this big red button to join our premium IELTS package. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. Or you can click this green button that's there for free trial, okay? And once you've done that, you go into your My Student account. And in your My Student account, you have your student partner speaking right there. By the way, if you want to book an IELTS speaking interview practice lesson with me, it's a 30-minute lesson, full speaking interview with band score estimate and feedback. You can do that by clicking this yellow button. Okay. And I know Amrit has done that. So Amrit, I will be sending you some information on organizing the schedule for that soon after this class. Okay, so pay attention to your email. Okay, so click on that student partner speaking. Make sure your microphone and camera, well, actually, don't worry about your camera. We won't use that, but make sure your microphone and your speaker are enabled. And then you will be in the chat interface and you see all of these beautiful people in here who are ready to practice. Okay, and all you have to do now is click on the blue envelope for the name Master. You'll see me as Master. It's my handle. Very obnoxious, I know. And then once you click Master, then we will be able to interact. Okay. And then we can practice this speaking part 2 together. Again, be brave. I will guide you through it. I'm going to take a little bit of a different approach with the first couple of volunteers so that you can learn the right way to do this. So right now, I'm looking for somebody to ping me and say, hey, I want to volunteer to practice my speaking. And I've just heard a ping. Monica. Awesome. So Monica says, hi, sir, I want to speak. Okay, Monica, are you ready? And so I always respond with the text first, and then we begin speaking. Okay, Monica, let's connect here. Hi, Monica.
Hello, sir.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm
Awesome.
fine, sir. And thank you.
Good, good. Monica, where are you in the world right now?
Sir, I'm from India.
You're in India. Awesome. Okay, Monica. And why are you doing the IELTS exam?
I just want to go Canada for PR.
For permanent residency. Okay. Where do you plan to go?
Uh, Sir, actually there is some error because I am getting your voice double time.
Maybe mute YouTube. So if you have audio on the YouTube still going, then silence YouTube. Okay.
Okay.
So on YouTube, there's like a little speaker button, and then you can click that, and then it'll quiet YouTube. Is
Yes,
that
I mute the YouTube.
okay? Is it better now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, because we're talking through the website, and if you're watching YouTube, then you're hearing me through YouTube as well, right? So that's why. Okay, much better now. All right. Okay, so which country are you planning to get your permanent residency? Canada or US, Australia?
Uh, I just want to go Canada
To
because
Canada.
one of my relative is there.
Okay, good. All right, awesome. Okay, so let's look at this part 2 cue card. It's kind of the scary part for many students. So I'm going to guide you through this one. Okay, so this cue card is talk about a time you surprised another person. Okay, so Monica, who did you surprise? Who's the person?
One of my best friend,
Yeah,
whose name is named Ashok.
Ashwak.
Ashok. His
Ashok.
name is Ashok.
Okay, Ashok. Why did you surprise them?
He just surprised me by a surprise visit at my home.
Okay, careful here. It's not somebody that surprised you, it's somebody you surprised. So the other way around, right? So you have to change this, okay? It's not they didn't surprise you. If you talk about when somebody surprised you, you'll get a low band score because that's not the question, right? This question is asking talk about a time you surprised another person, okay? So your best friend Ashok, you surprised them. Okay, why did you surprise your friend Ashok?
It was a I remembered I visited her place once. I just changing my question right now.
Yeah. That's what you have to do. If you realize you're making a mistake, you have to change it. So you keep it simple, right? So you surprise your best friend Ashok. Let's keep it simple for a birthday. Okay.
Actually, yes, that was his birthday. I was not. I just not have to go at his place. It was a surprise visit at uh, hi- uh, at his place.
Okay.
It's
So
it's due to all my examination. I just go there, and his
okay.
birthday was very near.
Okay. Okay. Sure. So surprise visit at their place. When was this?
It was in the month of September 2019.
Okay, September 2019. Okay, who was there besides you and Ashok? Was there anybody else that was there?
Ashok was there only.
Okay. And why? Why was it a surprise? So why did you go there? Why was it a big surprise?
It was his birthday surprise. I just wanted. I never visit his place before, so
Okay.
I visited him, and I know. I knew that his birthday is very near, so
Okay.
I got a surprise exam date in his city.
Okay. And so you live in a different city?
Yes, sir. We are living
Okay.
in
It's
different
very
city.
important. Which city is your friend Ashok in?
Uh, right now, he is in Jaipur. It's a province, Rajasthan, a district
Yep.
of Rajasthan.
Yep.
Okay, and I'm
You're
in Gurugram. It's near to Delhi.
okay. All right. And what did you do? So what actually did you do with Ashok after you surprise visited him?
I just give some about, gifts for him. He just like glasses of ribbon. I just gift him a ribbon glasses. Actually, he was thinking of to buy both that glasses.
Ray-Ban
So
sunglasses?
I yes, sunglasses.
Okay. All right. So you gave some, and what else did you do?
And a birthday cake,
Okay.
chocolate truffle. So
Okay.
I
Good. Nice
purchased a
detail.
chocolate truffle.
You're making me hungry. I love chocolate. All right. Chocolate truffle cake. So you ate chocolate truffle cake that you brought. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
What else did you do?
And then we celebrated that moment at that time, and if he was very happy to see me there.
Okay. Good. All right. So we've got lots of good information. So in that 1 minute preparation time, this is what you need to do. So it's imagine that I'm with you during your IELTS exam and I'm asking you these questions. Okay. So what was it? Where was it? When was it? What did you do? Right? So think beyond the questions on the card. So think about this logic and then you can put it all together. Okay. So I've got the information on the screen now. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to put all of this together and give me a nice 1 to 2 minute response. Okay, are you ready? I'm going to start you off. Okay, ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome. Okay, here we go. So, okay, for speaking part 2, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to prepare and then 1 to 2 minutes to speak. Talk about a time you surprised another person. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now. Okay, we already did that, so here we go. Okay, Monica, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Everybody likes surprises. I remembered it was 2019 month of September. My one of best friend is his name is Ashok. He is very uh, good person. So, and I really connected to him, and I surprisingly visit him at their place. Actually, his birthday was on the 2nd of September, and I visit and give a surprise him on his birthday with a sunglasses, which is favorite for him, which was very favorite for him. He was uh, looking for that glass for many long time. Uh, he actually he was surprised when I visit, and after uh, he see then he saw a birthday cake that is also his favorite, and he surprised that how can I visit him. So and then after that we celebrate that moment, and me and he also have dinner together, and that was very happy moment, and uh, a surprise for him, and he has also remembered that day whenever we talk
Okay,
now.
Monica, your time is up. I will stop you there, and now we will go on to part 3. For this part, I will ask you a couple of questions related to your response. Okay, Monica, good, good, good. So, good. You're answering, you're talking, you're giving me new information. Excellent. All right, so that would be, according to the IELTS examiner, about a band 5.5, 5 to 5.5, okay? You're almost fluent, which is good. You're giving good information, which is good. A couple of tips to increase your score, okay? Number 1, you have to work on your grammar, Okay, so make sure to record these answers and then think about the grammar. You're making quite a few mistakes with grammar that makes the coherence a bit difficult. Sometimes your word choice is a little bit off. Like you said, I gave him glass. It's sunglasses. It's always plural because of the two glasses. So it's glasses, okay? And I really connected to him. And I feel really connected to him, okay? So sometimes you're missing some words to make your sentences grammatically accurate and complete. So be careful about that. The other important point, Monica, is don't forget the details. So when you have all of this beautiful detail in your notes, like chocolate truffle cake, okay, then make sure you include that in your answer. You also said they're Ray-Ban sunglasses, so make sure you include that in the answer, okay? You also said that he's living in Jaipur and you are in Gurugram, I couldn't catch that, but make sure you include that. So don't forget to use your notes. Your notes will help you to get a better band score. If you would have included those details, the chocolate truffle cake, the Ray-Ban sunglasses, you visited him from one city to the other city, specifically from Gurugram to Jaipur, then that would have helped to increase your band score, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so don't forget those details. So use the details. Those details that you write down in your notes, make sure to look at them and use them. That's why we had the notes here. I was hoping that you would use them a little bit more. So next time, pay attention to that, okay?
Sure, sir.
Okay, Monica, you are very brave. Thank you so much for being my first volunteer for this part
One
two.
last question, sir. Sir,
Go ahead,
last
Monica.
question.
Yeah.
Okay. Sir, actually, I just want to give my exam within 15 days. Is it right time to give exam within 15 days?
Have you already registered?
No, not yet.
Okay. Can you study a little bit more? Do you have more time?
Yes.
Okay, I would wait a little bit more. Okay, so for a permanent residency visa, you should try to get at least a 6.5 on the speaking section. And I think for you right now, you need at least a couple more months to get your speaking up to that level. So if you're practicing every day, if you're working on your grammar, it's going to take at least 2 to 3 months realistically to get your speaking closer to that 6.5 mark, okay? So I would not take the exam. I think you're going to waste money unnecessarily. That's my professional opinion, okay?
Right, sir.
Okay, so wait a little bit more, practice lots, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Sir, I can take your subscription for these more classes for speaking.
Absolutely, yeah. So just above my head there's that yellow speaking interview practice button. If you want a full speaking interview with me, you can click on that and then we can set it up, okay? Yeah, it's right above my head.
Okay,
You can see it there.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Monica. Have a great day.
Thank
Bye.
you, sir. Bye, sir.
Okay, everybody give Monica a thumbs up or a little applause there. She was very brave sharing her English and her thoughts. Thank you, Monica. All right, we have Shine Girl volunteering again, I believe, if I remember correctly, from Uzbekistan. It's a memorable handle. So Shine Girl, hopefully you figured out what was going on with your devices. I'm hoping it will work as well, okay? You never know what's going on these days with internet connection, so hopefully it'll work. Shine Girl, are you ready? Let's try it out. Hopefully it works. Okay, Ghazi, thank you for the support. Thank you, Amrit, for showing support for your fellow classmates in here. Okay. All right, Shine Girl says, I'm ready. Okay, Shine Girl, here we go. Ooh, Shine Girl, I think you picked up, but I still cannot hear you, and I have no idea why. We had Sam today call from Tashkent, Uzbekistan as well, and it worked. Shine Girl, Sam is right above you in the chat. I can see that. So maybe chat with Sam and try to figure out what kind of setup he's got going on, because he seems to be able to connect with me no problem, and he's also in Uzbekistan. Okay, so hopefully you're hearing me. Okay, so check out Sam's setup. Ask him for advice. He's in Uzbekistan also. Okay, and hopefully you guys can figure it out. Okay. All right. So we've got a few more people here. Let's see if we can catch Tommy. We got some of our regular students too, which is awesome, and John as well. Let's see if Tommy is here. Okay, Tommy, are you ready? Would you like to practice some part 2 speaking? And we're going to do it kind of the same as with Monica. So we're going to set it up, and then we're going to speak. Okay, so this is how you do it, everybody. And by the way, to all of the students out there, especially for those of you who are volunteering, when I'm doing this with a volunteer like Tommy or Monica, do the same thing. So set up your notes for this part 2. Okay, so look at the cue card. I'll show you the cue card again. And then it's okay, Tommy. We'll check if we can connect. It's all good. And then when you volunteer, we can get going nice and smooth. Okay, so let's see. So Tommy says I haven't tested. Yeah, I think Tommy, we had the same issue as Shine Girl, right? You weren't able to connect there. So Tommy, I'm not sure if you can hear me. Okay, so again, it's really important, students, when you're using these interfaces, just like with Skype or WhatsApp, you want to test to make sure that your device is working and you're able to connect. Okay. All right. So Tommy, check out your device. Okay. So same as with Monica, test your device. Test your device. Okay. We've tested most devices, Android, Apple, and it usually works. Sometimes with Apple, it's a bit awkward, bit tricky, but it usually works. Okay, let's see if John is here. Okay, John, are you ready? Okay, we'll get somebody on here pretty quick. And again, make sure to follow along here, students. So get ready for this, okay?
Hello there, sir.
Hi, John. How are you?
I am doing well. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you. John, where are you right now on our big planet?
I reside in Uzbekistan.
You're in Uzbekistan as well, yeah. Uzbekistan is usually quite a good connection, so I'm not sure why Shine Girl is having that issue. Both you and Sam were able to connect, but you know, computers are complicated, right?
Yeah.
Okay, John, so let's jump into this part 2. So this one is an event. We're talking about a time you surprised another person. Have you been following with the class?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
I came a bit late, but yes.
Okay, so here's the cue card again. So it's talk about a time you surprised another person. You should say who it was, where did it happen, why did you surprise them, how did they feel about it. For a high band score, you should always answer all of those questions. Now, did you prepare notes already for this response?
Yes, in my mind, but I think I can.
Okay, all right.
I think I can.
All right, so good start. Now, of course, you know, when you're practicing this at home and when you're doing this during the exam, definitely put the pen to paper. So what is the event that you're going to talk about?
Well, that's going to be birthday also, but
Okay.
I'm sure it's going to be kind of unique.
Sure. Whose birthday?
And James' birthday.
It's your friend?
Yeah, he's my classmate and my close friend.
Okay, James, friend, classmate. Okay. Birthday. When was it?
That was about a year ago.
Can you be more specific?
About time?
Yep.
Well, last year in New Year, about just before the New Year, actually.
Okay, very good. Yeah.
15th of December, yes.
December. Okay, before, yeah, so mid-December, sure, 15th. Okay, good. Okay, good. Where did it happen?
That happened in a cafe, but it's called Barbecue Burger.
Cafe called Barbecue Burger. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And where is that cafe?
That's actually in the heart of the city, located just right in front of the government, what you can call agency or what?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
now if
just
you
a
don't know
building.
it, okay, so if you don't know it, like if you think, okay, it was in front of the government building, but if you can't come up with that, then don't say it, right? So don't make a mistake unnecessarily, so then just ignore it. But if you remember it, then you can say government building. You can just say government building. Okay?
All right.
Okay, so heart of city. Which city is it?
It's Samarkand.
Samarkand. Okay. I don't know how to spell that, but anyway, you'll say it. Okay. All right. And what did you guys do? What kind of act? Oh, sorry. First of all, who was there?
Me and Anna and three of my other classmates.
Okay. All right. And
By the way,
yep. Go ahead.
Anna was girlfriend of James, actually.
Okay. Yep. That's good. Sounds like a true story. Is this a true story that we're hearing here?
Yeah, just the names a bit changed.
Okay, good. Yeah. Keep it anonymous. Yeah, good for you. Okay. And what did the five of you do?
Well, we made a plan of actually hitting him with eggs and a chocolate cake. That's something we always do. I mean, but this plan was a bit different.
Okay.
So we had to come up with a different one always.
Yeah, you want to hear some
For
funny
each
English?
others.
We don't actually say hitting with an egg. We say throwing eggs and cake.
That's a good one.
And you want to hear something even funnier? When we throw eggs, so that's obviously it's done in many cultures. We actually turn that into a verb in English. We call it an egging. Okay.
Oh.
So you've
I
learned
didn't
something
know
new.
that, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. It's called an egging. So, see how even Microsoft Word says, "Hey, I know that word. It's not a mistake. It's egging." Okay, so that's great. And how did your friend James feel about eggs and cake hitting him on his birthday?
Well, he didn't see that coming, of course, and at the beginning he, kind of a bit annoyed, but he was, he was also, we surprised him, and he was so delightful at the end of the day. So this was fun.
Yeah, and watch when you are using adverbs of manner. Okay, like annoyed. Careful to use the correct verb, careful to use the correct word form. So he was delighted. Okay, so a person is surprised, delighted. So make sure that adverb of manner is used correctly. Okay, so he was delighted at the end. Okay, good. All right, we've got, I think, all the information that we need there. And we've got our notes. So now we are ready to rock and roll. So I'm going to start you off. I'll keep the notes on the screen. So use your notes, use the questions, okay? And then I'll start you off. Are you ready, John?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so here we go. Okay, so talk about a time you surprised another person. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now. John, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Well, throughout my life, I surprised a lot of people, and usually they were my friends. I gotta say, I have a good sense of humor, in fact. So the particular one that I'm gonna describe occurred about half a year ago. To be more precise, in 15th of December, I, Anna, and three of my other classmates made a plan of a practical joke on James. Well, James' birthday was coming on that day, so we made this plan about, if I'm mistaken, it was 10th of December. So his birthday was soon, and we had to come up with ideas really quick. And eventually, all of us agreed to the idea of egging him with obviously eggs and a chocolate cake. So we also agreed to meet in barbecue burger cafe, and James didn't see that coming, of course. We warned the managers of that cafe about our little surprise. So later, and that day, in the evening, all three of us, and me included, we went there earlier than James and Anna. So we made this plan, kind of, get prepared for all of this stuff. Anna's job as a girlfriend of James was to distract him so that we could, throw eggs just from the back, and with, of course, a cake. Although this was waste of food, that was so, funny, and the
Okay,
beginning was
John,
kinda.
I'm going to stop you there. Your time is up, and now we will continue with part 3. So that was really good, John. Okay, I'm gonna stop you there, and I really wish I could have heard the end of that story. I'm sure everybody's waiting for the end of.
Yeah,
Why didn't we hear the end of that story? I want to hear the end of that story. The examiner wants to hear the end of that story, and we're all kind of sad that we can't hear the end of that story. No, I'll let you finish the story in a second here, John, but I want to use this situation to teach a really important point to you and to everybody that's watching, okay? 1 to 2 minutes is not a lot of time, especially when you have a really great answer for the question like what you just came up with, okay? So you need to make a big improvement when you have this situation in the IELTS exam so that I can give you full marks, okay? And that improvement is to answer the question directly and right away. When I started you off, so when I said, okay, your 1 minute preparation time is up, please begin speaking. You started by saying, throughout my life, I have surprised a lot of people. Usually they are my friends. I am a particularly kind of trickster or jokester type of person. And the one I want to describe today, that introduction chewed up about 20-30 seconds of your 1 to 2 minutes, okay? And because of that, we didn't get to the end of your story. So in the real IELTS exam, to get your top marks, don't have this huge introduction to your response, okay? There's YouTube videos out there that tell you to do this, and they're absolutely wrong. Okay, they don't know what they're talking about. I sat the IELTS exam. We work with examiners, and every single examiner tells me this. They say it gets really annoying when the 10th person is like, I really like to surprise people. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk today about surprising people, because I'm one. They get really annoyed by this, especially when the
Yes.
10th person starts to do this. So it's so refreshing for them, and they're so happy when somebody just starts right away. And they're like, I surprised my friend John December 15th last year for his birthday with a couple classmates and his girlfriend Anna. When you start like that, the examiner's like, oh, thank God this person just started right away and didn't tell me about surprising everybody all the time and about how they're super into this kind of thing. So don't do that, okay? Don't do that, all right?
All right.
It's bad information online where they're telling people to do this, okay? It's bad information. So otherwise, you did a fantastic job. It was very visual. I loved how you used the new word that I told you, egging. That's the way you learn effectively, is you immediately use new words that you learn. So really nice use of, we agreed to the idea of egging him, throwing chocolate cake, poor James. You used some nice expressions like he didn't see that coming, which was, of course, a way to say that he's surprised, right? That didn't see that coming is another way to say catch someone off guard that I was teaching earlier. Okay, so to catch off guard. So you could say he was completely caught off guard. That would be another nice idiomatic expression for that same idea. So that was really good. So you would score an easy band 7.5, I think, with your speaking skills. Okay, you've got good speaking skills. It's definitely a 7, no questions asked. If you avoid that whole leading kind of unnecessary introduction and go right into the answer, I think you can get as high as a band 8.5 maybe, even if you're really practicing. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's what you got to do. Okay, can you tell us the story? So what happened? You guys caught him off guard, your girlfriend distracted him, and then what happened? Finish the story, please.
All right. So first of all, he was taken aback and a bit annoyed because maybe we may have thrown the eggs a bit tough. So it's like it maybe felt like throwing a stone like at him, and of course the big cake to his face, exactly, and well. At the end of the day, everyone was, so delighted, and we all were happy as the best friends ever. And at night, everybody had, just went to their home and remembering and just having this unforgettable memory for our, lifestyle.
Surprise. For our surprise. Just finish it with first this surprise.
Yes.
Good. So that's the missing part. And see, you used so much good vocabulary there. You completed the story, and I would love to hear that story instead of the beginning part of the whole thing. And then you can still, I mean, if you still have time, if the examiner hasn't taught you, you can still say, and so I really like surprising people because it usually ends well, and I've surprised a lot of people throughout my life. You can still put that at the end of the story if you really want to. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't put it at the beginning. It's better to just hear the story at the beginning. Here's just a little quick correction for you. We may have thrown the eggs a bit too hard. You throw hard.
Yeah.
Not tough, but hard. Okay? So a bit too hard. Okay? All right. Yeah, and make sure that they're soft eggs and not hard-boiled eggs. Otherwise, people might get really, really angry. All right, John, thank you for sharing that awesome story with us. Keep up the good work. And this is really important advice for everybody, not just John. Go right into the answer. Monica, that's for you as well, because you did the same thing and you started kind of general and then went specific. Start specific, okay? All right,
Yeah.
John, have an awesome rest of your day in Uzbekistan.
It's too, sir.
Bye, John. Thank you. All right. That was John. That was really good. So, yeah, super awesome. Okay. All right. Okay, everyone. I'm going to stop there for today. I think that's enough, and I think everybody has the idea now of what's going on. Amrit, I'm going to set up the speaking with you shortly after here. I'll send you an email. Make sure to respond to that. Students, this lesson and the website that we just used, it's aehelp.com. So aehelp.com is where you want to go to practice your speaking and also get original practice exams, an interactive course, a native application for your phone. You pay not a lot of money for all of the tools that you're getting, and you will improve for your next IELTS exam as long as you use these tools. Of course, you have to use them to improve. Guaranteed. Okay, if you don't improve, you let me know. Okay, and then we'll get that maximum IELTS band score together. General IELTS, that's here, everybody. That's gieltshelp.com. Okay, it's a different website. We like to keep general IELTS and academic IELTS separate. This is gieltshelp.com. Tomorrow, students, we will have task 2 writing for our members, and we'll have speaking part 3. That speaking part 3 is going to be a continuation of this topic of surprising people, as speaking part 3 is connected to speaking part 2. So make sure to come back tomorrow for the speaking part 3 lesson as well, to enjoy that. Nidhe, you can definitely speak tomorrow. Make sure to volunteer. If you didn't get a chance today, volunteer tomorrow. Students, that's it for me. I'm Adrian. I'm signing out from beautiful Victoria. Keep up the good work. Stay brave, stay happy, stay fun, and stay full of excitement. Bye for now.